Welcome back to Murfreesboro as we are ready for first pitch here between Loretto and South Pittsburgh. Ryan Weathers will lead things off for the Mustangs as they are the visitors on the scoreboard in the third base dugout. They flip the coin, and South Pittsburgh is the home team in the first base dugout. First pitch hits Ryan Weathers, a curveball that does not curve, and we are underway. And Ryan Weathers, that's true. That's one way to do it. There's a pitch. Kendall Franklin who steps in there. Loretto in their black jerseys, gold numbers, gray pants today, black socks. South Pittsburgh, black jerseys, gray pants. There goes the runner, fouled away. As we welcome you into Murfreesboro. 0-2 the count to Kendall Franklin. Runner first is Ryan Weathers, who was hit by the first pitch he saw from Fuqua. We'll get the rest of the lineup defensively for South Pittsburgh. A pitch is popped up in the infield to the right side. Ollinger over at second base comes in right on the base pad for out number one. Jake Jackson will be your hitter for Loretto. One down here in the top of the first. No score, Loretto and South Pittsburgh. J.P. playing alongside Stanley G. Wilson. Cagle at third, Talley at short, Ollinger at second, and Ralston is at first. The outfield in a moment. Throw over to first. Weathers is back at closer than I think Ryan anticipated.
Yeah, watch for Loretta's speed. They're going to try to put some pressure on their defense with their speed here on the base pass.
Jackson with one out looking for his first pitch from Fuqua from the stretch. Here it is. Just a bit outside, 1-0 the count. Roll is in left, Kennemore in center, and Fouch is in right for South Pittsburgh. Throw over to first, back is Weathers. Ryan started yesterday's game. Only had to go 2 innings, 25 pitches, so I guess did not receive the win there, Stanley, yesterday. Despite his perfect 2 innings. There's a grounder up towards the middle. Talley tosses over to second. Weathers trying to bust up the play. He does. And coach for South Pittsburgh wants to come in, thinks there is, yep, and that will be an out as runner interference is the call. So that makes outs number 2 and 3. So the minimum faced here in the top of the first for South Pittsburgh. They come to the plate when we return to Murfreesboro. Loretto baseball at the state tournament is on the X Sports Radio Network.
Have you ever heard about the new pediatric care clinic for the love of kids? My name is Cohen, and my Grammy Melanie Stone is now offering well child checkups, vaccines, and sick visits at For the Love of Kids, located in the Stone Professional Building at 726 North Locust. Call 244-7404 and let our family take care of your family.
What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro in the Class A state tournament. JP playing alongside Stanley G. Wilson as we head to the bottom of the first. No score between Loretto and South Pittsburgh. And 1, 2, 3 in order, despite Ryan Weathers getting on base, a double play essentially with a runner interference. And Blake Tidwell is your pitcher. First pitch just misses outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. There's a strike on the outside edge. To Kennemore, who leads things off for the Pirates of South Pittsburgh. That one's curveball inside, and the count now at 2-1. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first. That pitch misses low, 3-1. We'll get the defensive alignment for the Mustangs in a moment. The 3-1 fouled right into the dugout at first where the Pirates were. Fortunately, it just missed the on-deck hitter. And the netting there did its job. And it's full now from Tidwell. Swing and a miss, high fastball. Tidwell with his first strikeout of the game. One down here in the bottom of the first. Jake Jackson behind the plate. Kendall Franklin is at third. Jacob Hallmark at short. Jay Sharpton is at second. Ryan Weathers is at first. In left is Evan Morgan, Sky McNatt at center, and Jacob James is in right. Roll is the hitter for the Pirates. First pitch.
I think
He's a little low, 1-0. Is that right?
Well, I don't know if he tipped his bat or not. I think it's 0-1.
He gave the foul signal, did he not?
I think so.
Yeah, all right, we'll go with 0-1. And that one's outside, so I believe it's 1-1.
Yep, there it is.
All right, there we go. The pitch with one out from Tidwell, low, 2-1. Inside pitch, checked his swing, did roll. And it's now 3-1 to the lefty. There's a strike. Roll thought it was a ball, and it's full now. He was ready to toss his bat and trot down to first.
Let's just say this umpire has a low strike zone.
The payoff pitch from Tidwell. Ooh, jammed him, but just fouled off the inside part of the bat. And we'll have the payoff pitch once again. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures in the mid-80s. It's warm. It feels even warmer, I'm sure, Stanley, down on the field.
Yes, it does.
Payoff pitch again. That one's lifted into shallow right. James coming towards the line, drifting, making the play for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the sophomore Blake Tidwell. He's a sophomore, right, Stanley? Is that right?
Yeah, it is, yes.
He's been around, played a lot as a freshman, started, and
yep.
Of course, committed to the University of Tennessee. You know where that is, right, Stanley?
Somewhere in East Tennessee.
Somewhere in East Tennessee. Curveball comes in high.
Well, that's
the
where
first pitch.
Those hillbillies hang out.
Oh, okay. The hillbillies, he says. Yeah. It's a good thing you're not up here in the press box, Stanley. That pitch is fouled away to Fuqua. And
you know, South Pittsburgh, a lot of folks don't know where it's at. It's where they make the Lodge iron skillets, and it's right on the Alabama line. And I look over there, there's some folks dressed in their Alabama crimson tide shirts. The
1-1 swing and a miss on off-speed pitch.
I see an Alabama umbrella over there.
Yep. Yeah, it's right off the interstate on your way to Chattanooga, just as you come down from Montego Mountain. 1-2 outside, try to get him swinging. He did not, and Fuqua now with a 2-2 count.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse in football, Class
yes.
A football. Coach Gaines can tell you about that.
Yep, and right next door to Whitwell, which Summertown softball defeated yesterday. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 1-2-3. Blake Tidwell guns down the Pirates here in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless heading to the second. Loretto baseball at the Class A state tournament is on X Sports Radio Network.
Darryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition. Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro. We are ready for action here in inning number 2. Scoreless between Loretto and South Pittsburgh. J.P. Plant, Stanley Wilson. First pitch from Fuqua to Blade Tidwell is fouled away to the backstop. 0-1 the count. We're live from Middle Tennessee Christian School. Excellent host as always. They've been doing this since we've been coming up here, Stanley.
Yes, it is. I appreciate all those guys helping us out in the press box.
The 0-1 misses high for a ball. And it's 1-1. Loretto was here 2 years ago. Made it, I believe, semifinal, Stanley, if I remember correctly, on a rainy Thursday. The 1-1, that one's low, 2-1. They were at Riverdale in that pool last year, running through undefeated to the state championship. And back here at Middle Tennessee Christian here in 2018. The 2-1 to Tidwell. Line drive to right field, gets through, and a leadoff single for Blade here in the top of the second. He just took that pitch to the outside and planted it in right field, Stanley.
Yeah, he went with the pitch. That's a good piece of hitting right there. He's going with the pitch, going the opposite way, not trying to pull it. Now bring up Hollywood.
Hollywood Hallmark, who got on the mound. Did I hear you guys correctly for the first time this year, last night?
Fuqua?
No, Hollywood.
Oh, yes.
Hallmark.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been battling the injury bug all year long. He had a couple of after this pitch.
Yep, squares around, striking the outside edge, 0-1.
Yeah, he rolled his ankle on the state championship game in basketball, and then he was out for a little while. Then he came back, and about a week and a half later, he pulled a hamstring and then re-injured it again. So he's had some problems, but he was very happy last night after that 3-inning outing where he struck out 5.
Throw back over to first. And it was close. Tidwell had to get on his belly.
Check that. He struck out 3. I'm sorry. Yeah, it looks like Loretto's trying to put some pressure on here, trying to get a play going here. Hallmark's pretty good with the bat.
There's a pitch and a strike, 0-2 now. The 0-2 coming to Hallmark. Runner at first, no outs. Top of the second. There goes the runner. Hit and run. It's to short and booted by Talley. And making his way to third is Blade Tidwell. So they're at the corners with no outs, and an error aids the Mustangs. Puts the first runner in scoring position today here in the top of the second in a scoreless game.
Well, there you go again. That speed for Loretto, putting pressure on the defense. The runner was going. Tidwell from first to second. And the shortstop just looked up before he had the ball to try to make the double play. And now Loretto's got runners at the corners.
So the hitter will be Jason Sharpton, who made maybe the defensive play of the year in the region tournament, the sectional round, to get here in the top of the 7th. A diving Superman type play, Stanley, out in shallow center.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it was incredible. That pitch is outside for ball 1-0 to Jason Sharpton. Fuqua on the mound. And runners at the corners. There are no outs. There goes a runner from first. And he is caught down now in a run. They're trying to get Blade. The throw home a play is in time. He's out. And moving up to second is Hallmark. So Hallmark just took off well before Fuqua was ready. He calmly stepped off through to second, got him in a rundown, and that got Tidwell making his way to home. And Ollinger was able to pay attention and throw a strike to home to get Tidwell one down here in the second.
Yeah, that's not what Loretto wanted to do right there. I think Jacob Hallmark broke too soon, JP.
I almost think he should have continued on and slid into second. He might have been safe and at least might have gotten Tidwell home. The 1-0, that's hit to the left side. Talley up with it this time, and throw is off base, and he's safe.
Yeah, he pulled the first baseman off the bag, JP, so now they got runners at first and second.
He had plenty of time to make the throw, and it just went a little wide on him. Ralston, I'm not sure if he realized his foot was off the bag. I think he had time to get back, but he didn't. And so error, the second of this inning, and runners at first and second for the Mustangs with one out.
Now time called as the South Pittsburgh coach wants to talk to the first base umpire about that play, but he didn't have his foot on the bag. And I think you're right. The first baseman just assumed he was out, and he didn't make an attempt to go back to the bag.
If you got any comments, you can leave us those as you're watching on YouTube. Be sure and share our social media posts so people can find it. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at Exports Radio. The link is there. And, of course, on our Exports TV YouTube page. So the hitter is Evan Morgan for the Mustangs with runners at first and second. One out here in the top of the second. Scoreless, that pitch in the dirt. Nice job by Ginter. The 1-0. There's a hot grounder off the third baseman's glove. Cagle rounding third is Hallmark. He will score easily. And moving into third is Sharpton. Up to second, Morgan. And Loretto gets on the board first with a base hit down the left field line, the second hit of the game, and it's 1-0 Mustangs.
Well, right there, JP, you know why they call it the hot corner at third base, because that ball was smoked down the third base line. He tried to backhand it, went off the heel of his glove, and went into no man's land enough for Hallmark to get home.
So now we got a meeting on the mound with South Pittsburgh and Fuqua, their head coach, and he is energetic, Stanley.
Do what, JP? I'm sorry.
The coach for South Pittsburgh, energetic.
Yes, he's very adamant out there.
JP here with you up in the press box. Stanley down in the bullpen, or the dugout today.
They may send me down to the bullpen. I'm not sure.
There's one out here in the top of the second. Loretto on top now, 1-0 over South Pittsburgh. This is a winner's bracket game. Winner moves on.
Well, with one out in the first base open, JP, you might wonder if they're going to intentionally walk, but I think they're going to pitch.
Jacob James is on deck, the big lefty. And the corners are in defensively for South Pittsburgh. First pitch to McNabb. A nasty curve, swing and a miss, 0-1.
Yeah, he's way out in front of it. Got a little anxious on that pitch. And that ball looks like a big old softball coming up there, ready to rip it, and it just broke off the table.
Here's the 0-1 delivery. Squares around, bunts it, and it is fair and on to first. And what a play by the second baseman, Ollinger, who slipped down. They called him out, didn't he, Stanley?
Yeah, they called him out.
That's what I thought.
The umpire delayed call. Now they want to appeal it to another umpire.
Yeah, Coach Gary Lamb out there going to talk about it.
And now the third base umpire is going to come over. I don't know if he's coming over to position, but Coach Lamb's going to go out to the first base, and they want to appeal that, or not appeal it, but argue with it. You know, you just go up to him and say, what did you see? Can you get some help? And now they're going to get help from the home plate umpire.
So the umpires look like, Stanley, they're going to confer.
Yeah.
You guys saw an overturn call last night.
Yeah, we did. We saw looked like a hit batsman, but actually it was a strike, a swing. They kind of tried to check up, and they overran him. They're still going to call him out.
All right, so that's the second out of the inning, and the runners stay put. I guess it was a safety squeeze, and it was right in front of the plate.
Yeah, it was kind of maybe he had to reach up for the ball. It was the pitch was a little high for him, and so he had to reach up for it, and he went a little bit further than he wanted it to.
All right, so 2 outs now with Jacob James at the plate, and first base open, runners at second and third. 1-0 Mustangs on top. First pitch from Fuqua is high and outside for ball 1-0. And you know, Fuqua definitely wants to pitch to Jacob James because Ryan Weathers is on deck. The 1-0, the tall lefty James. He's in the dirt, gets to the backstop. Here comes the runner, Sharpton. Head first slide is in there, safe. It's 2-0 Mustangs. It gets past the pitcher, and coming on in and scoring as well is Evan Morgan. 3-0 Mustangs.
Good running right there by the Mustangs to get those 2 runs in, JP. Heads up running.
So a pass ball leads to an error on the throw. It just scooted underneath Fuqua as it was a bang-bang play. And Morgan, you're right, Stanley, heads up, was running the whole way and was able to score. And it's 3-0 Loretto.
Well, South Pittsburgh's defense, they showed out in the top of the first when they got the double play, and then earlier in the second inning, they got the out at the plate and the rundown and the trying to get home. But that time they just had so many miscues out there.
So the bases now are empty for Jacob James with a 1-0 count, or excuse me, a 2-0 count. And now I believe it's 3-0.
2-1.
2-1, thank you very much.
Yeah, he had the take sign right there trying to make that pitcher throw a strike.
All right.
I'm sure he's swinging away on this pitch.
Swing he is, a high fastball, and it's even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There are 2 outs in the inning. Mustangs up 3-0. They have eked across all 3 of their runs. The 2-2. Chopper over the mound. Ollinger behind the second base bag. Throw to first, not in time. What a play by the second baseman, but James with those long legs beat it out, and he's at first with 2 outs here in the second.
Yeah, good hustle by JJ getting down the first base line, and a great play, as you said, by the second baseman. Had to backhand it. Where he threw from was almost in the shortstop position, and just couldn't get enough on it to beat JJ to first.
So that'll bring up Ryan Weathers. He was hit on the left side. I don't know if his elbow. It was an off-speed pitch, curveball. That just didn't curve. And he's up there with 2 outs and a runner at first. Ralston holding on James at the bag. The first pitch to Weathers outside in the dirt. Nice dig by the catcher. And it's 1-0. So all 3 runs for Loretto have come here in the second inning. That makes 13 runs in the second inning the last 2 days with a 10 spot last night. It's their inning, Stanley.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of like the Golden State Warriors in the third quarter. Ryan, he parked one over the scoreboard last night, didn't he, Stanley? Wasn't that where that went?
No, it went over the tree line out
Tree
there.
line, wow. That one's in the dirt. Off the mask of Gittner. Down to second is Jacob James. And it's 2-0. And that ball just knocked his headgear off.
Yeah, he got confused, didn't know where the ball was. It's been a long inning for the South Pittsburgh defense so far. Surprisingly, they're going to put Ryan on right here with first base open. They're going to pitch to him.
So 2-0. Yeah, I'll be surprised if he sees anything here. They're running through the signs with a runner at second. They finally come. Fuqua on the rubber. Curveball comes in there. Wow. That's a dangerous pitch to Ryan Weathers, Stanley.
Yeah.
But he obviously was taking it all the way.
I think he wished he had it back.
2-1 the count. 2 outs. James is at second. It's 3-0 Mustangs. That one's high and tight, 3-1. On deck is Kendall Franklin. Another packed house here at MTCS, especially on the third base line. The Mustang fans are. Curveball lifted deep left. Back goes Roll. He's still drifting back towards the warning track. Makes the play up against the fence, and Weathers just got under that one. That'll be out number 3. But Loretto pushes 3 across here in the second. They lead it 3-0. And in the bottom half of the inning, South Pittsburgh coming to the plate. It's Loretto High School Baseball at the Class A State Tournament. It's all on the X Sports Radio Network. TCS, especially on the third base line. The Mustang fans are. Curveball lifted deep left. Back goes Roll. He's still drifting back towards the warning track. Makes the play up against the fence, and Weathers just got under that one. That'll be out. 3 across. High School Baseball at the Class. Welcome back to Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee Christian School, as Loretto up 3-0 over South Pittsburgh. J.P. Plant alongside Stanley Wilson, who's in the dugout.
Yeah, we got a little injury timeout right now, trying to get somebody patched up, and they got him ready to go. Got a little strawberry sliding. All right, now we're ready to go.
All right. First pitch to the hitter for South Pittsburgh is in for a strike. Blade Tidwell. Garrett Ralston, the first baseman. At the plate, the 1-1 from Tidwell. Kicks and fires just a bit low and outside. 2-1. First pitch. Pitch is fouled away. The 2-2. That one misses. 3-2 now. That one's low. And Ralston gets a leadoff walk from Blake Tidwell here in the bottom of the second. Mustangs up 3-0. Don't forget, later on this afternoon, around 4 o'clock, it is Summertown Softball taking on Cascade. They were winners yesterday. We'll have that for you. The same channel, Stanley. There's a strike on the outside edge.
Same bat channel, bat voice?
That's right.
No, there's different voices.
Different, well, some of the same voices. I'm going to try to get over there and join the law firm of Franks and Brazier. The 0-1, squaring around. Throw back down to first. They've got him. The throw is there, and the tag.
Heads up play by Loretto to get the man leaning off of first base. Well, that wipes out the base runner.
So Ralston got caught off the back quite a bit.
Yeah, good throw by Jake behind the plate.
There's a grounder to second base. Sharpton up with it. On in time, and quickly now 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Two outs now. There's a hot grounder. Up with it across the way is Franklin. Nice play, Kendall Franklin. And 1-2-3 goes South Pittsburgh in the bottom of the second. 3-0 your score. Lawrence County, from Lawrence County, Stanley. I knew that would happen. Loretto is on top. They're representing Lawrence County today.
Yeah, the whole county.
That's right. They are representing the whole county. They're 3-0. Let's go to break here on Exports Radio, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition. Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee Christian School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, the Class A state tournament. The North Pool, if you will, of the Class A baseball tournament. The South Pool down at Riverdale High School, Columbia Academy, and Union City in action today. Both shutout winners yesterday. We'll get an update on that here in just a moment. Here it's 3-0. Mustangs on top of South Pittsburgh as we head the top half of the third inning. And the first pitch from Fuqua to Kendall Franklin is low for a ball, 1-0. JP playing with you up in the press box. Stanley Wilson down in the dugout. Shoulder to shoulder with the Mustangs today, the 1-0. Hot grounder, left side, gets through the hole. And a leadoff single for Kendall Franklin here in the third.
How many times do we see a good defensive play in the next inning he's leading off?
It never fails.
A game of baseball.
That's right. So Franklin at first. Jake Jackson, your hitter. He squares around. The catcher lays the bunt down. The sacrifice will work as he is thrown out at first. Nobody was covering second. And making his way down to second is Franklin. And Jackson is retired. 1 out and a runner in scoring position with a 3-0 lead for Blade Tidwell here in the third.
Yeah, the shortstop's job was come over and cover, and he didn't because of what happens on that play. The first baseman's breaking in, and the second baseman's covering the bag at first. So big break for Loretto right there.
Absolutely. Hitters Blade Tidwell checks his swing on a pitch in the dirt, 1-0 the count. Franklin down at second. 1 out here in the inning after the sacrifice bunt by the catcher, Jake Jackson. That's part of this Loretto team. They all can do a little bit of everything, Stanley.
Yeah, I'm down here talking to JJ. I'm sorry.
That's all right. What's JJ saying right now?
He's looking at my shoes, how stylish I am.
You do have some good shoes on today, Stanley.
He said he's got the same pair. He's wondering why I wear white in the dugout, though.
Rookie mistake, I guess.
Yeah, I should have a white shirt on and the black shoes on instead of the opposite way.
That pitch is low. It's 1-0. And
but we were talking about Blade Tidwell, how much he's grown from the 9th grade to 10th grade.
Oh, no kidding.
He's about 6'1", 6'2", and probably not still growing.
Come on, Bart. Let's go, babe. Stay high.
That pitch is lifted into shallow right. Coming in is Fouch, and making the grab right in front of Ollinger. Tagging at second is Franklin. He makes his way to third, and that one nearly fell in no man's land. Fouch had a late break on it, standing, but able to make up the ground and make a nice play.
Well, talking about shoes, that was a shoe-top catch right there, and his momentum kept him going toward the first base line, or the foul line. And Kendall Franklin took advantage of that as he hustled over from second to third on a tag up. So now you got 2 out, but you got a runner at third, so wild pitch, pass ball, could get a run in right here.
Yeah, that'll bring up Hallmark for Loretto with 2 outs and a runner at third. So a pass ball will score a run. We've seen it happen already. Actually scored 2. That pitch is low in the dirt, 1-0. So this game today, Stanley, of course, is, as we talked about on the way up, maybe more important than yesterday's game. Because if you lose, you got to play 2 today.
Yep.
Yesterday, if you lost, you just had to come back early this morning and had the 10 o'clock game. But back-to-back games here in this heat could be difficult. That one's fouled away. Excuse me, 1-1 now.
The key to this state tournament is to save your pitching. The less innings you have to pitch, the better off you're going to be. And so you don't want that extra game. Because, I mean, you go to the 5 o'clock game, that is a must-win game because the loser of that game goes home.
That's right. The 1-1 to Hallmark. Pitch, curveball. He waited on it, lifts it into shallow center, and it drops off the glove of Kenmore. It was a long run. And Stanley, I don't know if he lost in the sun at the last moment. He had to reach out, and I think was in between whether to dive for it or not.
It just went off the tip of his glove, and South Pittsburgh's arrow woes are continuing. I think that's going to be the 4th arrow on him already here at the top of the 3rd.
Yep, that is the case.
So that scores a run.
Our trusty scoreboard operator, Jeff, just posted that. And Loretto scores, makes it 4-0. Let's throw over to first. And the Mustangs in the dugout obviously helping out their runner at first, Stanley, right?
The what, JP?
Yep, they're...
you're not Cam, you're JP.
Yeah.
What did you say?
How's that headset working for you, Stanley?
It's going in and out.
The pitch to Sharpton is fouled away, 0-1 the count.
I'm trying to listen to players down here and you at the same time, and I just can't multitask.
It's a rough existence, Stanley, I know.
Yeah.
Good to have you back on the air, though, Stanley.
It's good to be back.
Hadn't heard you in a while. The 0-1 to Sharpton, the lefty. Lifts that into shallow right towards the line. Drifting is Fouch. He's coming over, makes the grab just in foul territory for out number 3. But Loretto pushes another one across. It's 4-0 Mustangs as we head to the bottom of the third. They lead South Pittsburgh to the Class A state tournament. It's on Exports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee Christian School, Class A state tournament in baseball. Mustangs on top of South Pittsburgh. The score of 4-0. JP playing alongside Stanley G. Wilson. Alongside, in the dugout is Stanley. As at the plate to start the inning is Jared Stone for South Pittsburgh. Takes a strike from Blade Tidwell, 0-1.
I get the honor to sit next to Teacher of the Year Toby Dunn down
there. We
here.
Go. That one's fouled back to the net, 0-2.
I don't know how you win that, but I think you campaigned quite a bit. How much you spend on T-shirts?
2 names in a hat, and they're both mine.
Oh, man. The 0-2. That one's chopped foul. Got a CoachT.com scoreboard update from Riverdale High School. Columbia Academy up 4-0 over Union City. Union City 15-0 winners yesterday. Columbia Academy, I believe, shut out their opponent 6-0. So
good matchup on that other bracket.
The 0-2. That one's a little high. 1-2. That one just misses to Stone. And a 2-2 count, the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the third. There's a strike. Tidwell gets him looking for the first out of the inning. Mustangs on top 4-0. And there were, we thought we might see Jacob James Stanley get the start. He's typically the number 2 starter. Saving him maybe for a Thursday game. That pitch is popped up towards the first base dugout, and making the play is Ryan Weathers, calling off Jake Jackson. I was watching Jackson there, Stanley. He pulled away. I thought he lost it, and then all of a sudden Weathers just comes in and makes the grab for out number 2.
Yeah, he was calling for it all the way, and when that ball's popped up like that as a catcher, the ball's in a reverse spin, and they teach a catcher to put your back to the infield. And Jake, that ball the wind was blowing too, but good play by Ryan Weathers to catch it.
Absolutely. First pitch to the hitter, Ollinger, the second baseman, is high for ball, 1-0. And talking about Weathers, of course, everybody knows his pitching, and he can hit as well as you saw last night, and also can play defense. There's a reason he is the 2-time Mr. Baseball in Class A for the state of Tennessee.
I told him he's the pride of Liberty Grove.
Liberty Grove. That pitch is low, 2-0. Tidwell's working quickly, slapped foul to the right side over the first base dugout, and it's 2-1 to Ollinger. He's going to take a step outside of the box as Tidwell is ready to go. The 2-1. Strike on the inside edge of the knees, 2-2.
That's one of the best pitchers from Blade right there.
Yep.
Right at the knees inside, something very, very difficult for a hitter to handle.
The 2-2. Checked his swing. Did he go? They appeal down to first. He did. The tag is applied. Out number 3. Another strikeout for Blade Tidwell. And he is cruising. Yet to give up a hit through 3. Mustangs lead it 4-0. We head to the 4th here on Exports Radio, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and YouTube here at the Class A state tournaments.
Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro in the Class A state tournament. JP Plant alongside Stanley G. Wilson as the Mustangs are on top 4-0. I want to mention the official apparel provider of the Exports Radio Network is HD Inc. Owner Phil Hooper. Stanley's got his black polo shirt on today, right?
It's very welcomed here in the Loretto dugout. And when we get over to Summertown, I don't know how I'll fit in over there. But
do you not bring your blue shirt?
No.
See, I brought 2 different caps. I've got my black and gold Exports Radio hat on, and then I got my blue and gray ready in the car, Stanley.
Yeah, I may have to sit on the other side.
First pitch to the hitter for Loretto is Evan Morgan. That one's low for a ball, 1-0 inside as well.
EJ down the line last time.
Yeah, you just heard Morgan doubled off the glove of the third baseman in the bag. Plating a run, got an RBI.
Yeah, we had to take the time out for that raspberry, strawberry, whatever you want to call it, on his leg. When he slid, he tore a hole in his uniform.
On the left side, is that right? I see that.
I told him invest in sliding pants.
Yeah. They don't wear them these days. Here's a grounder to short. Tally up in the gut, but able to make the throw. To second, it goes past. Rather, that's Stone.
Yeah, I was going to say, JP, they got a new shortstop out there.
Yep, Stone is over there. And the throw just rolled right through the first baseman, Ralston. And another error, the 5th of the game for South Pittsburgh. Scott McNatt, your hitter with a runner at first.
Hey, get a ground ball, roll it.
So Stone now at short. There's a bunt laid down perfectly the third base line. And safe at first. The throw is over the head. He would have been safe, I think, anyway. Down to third is Morgan. He makes a wide turn. And McNatt stays at first. So an infield hit. And on the throw, making to third is Morgan.
Again, JP, they're putting pressure on this defense. And South Pittsburgh's 5 errors in the ballgame. They cannot handle the pressure. They've already changed shortstops. Now the South Pittsburgh coach is going to come out. I think he's going to change pitchers.
Yep, and that was an error on the throw, so the 6th of the game. And let's see what South Pittsburgh does here. He's still talking. Again, a reminder, Summertown softball this afternoon around 4 o'clock over the Starplex complex, just about a mile north of here, on the other side of the airport here in Murfreesboro, maybe a mile and a half. On the other side of the Chick-fil-A, Stanley.
Yeah, I had to get my water out here. I'm sorry.
It's warm.
It's getting warm.
Well, the umpire out there talking with the head coach. Now they break it up, all right. So we're staying with the pitcher, Fuqua.
A long discussion, JP.
Go ahead, Stanley.
I said that was a long discussion for to leave him in there.
So Jacob James, your hitter, with no outs here in the top of the fourth. Mustangs with runners at the corners. Evan Morgan at third. McNatt is at first. He's being held on by Ralston. From the stretch is Fuqua. Mustangs up 4-0. First pitch to James. Is low for a ball, 1-0.
JJ's just looking for something just to put in play here. The runner's on, they'll be going with it. Yep.
Well, the old fake to third, then back to first play by the pitcher. Nobody was napping.
You rarely see that succeed.
So 1-0 count still to Jacob James. There goes the runner from first, and McNatt fouled away. The hit and run was on. And McNatt will return to first. And JJ will have a 1-1 count with no outs here in the top of the fourth. Mustangs leading 4-0. Pitch. Just a bit. Nope, they caught the outside edge for a strike. McNatt takes second without a throw. And JJ now with a 1-2 count. No outs, but two runners now in scoring position.
Well, that takes that force play out at second, so lessens the chances of a double play right here with Ryan Weathers on deck.
And the infield pseudo in.
Yeah, they're playing about halfway.
Halfway.
Corners are on the grass. Second and third about halfway.
The 1-2. Inside, 2-2.
Well, South Pittsburgh with 6 errors on the scoreboard. That's the difference in the ball game right now.
Yeah, no question.
I don't know how many unearned runs that is out of it.
The 2-2. Outside. And it's full now, 3-2. Pitch fouled back to the net. And payoff pitch will come again. On deck is Ryan Weathers. The 3-2 count coming. Popped up left side, drifting. That's going to get out of play into the bullpen. And we'll do it again for the third time.
Yeah, count remaining full. Just JD's just trying to get the ball in play, try to get it on the ground. Force South Pittsburgh to make a play. And this infield in like this, JP, he could slap one right by him.
Absolutely. 3-2. Nope. Throw over to third. Back is Morgan.
Yeah, the third baseman holding him on a little bit. Not right on the bag, but he's playing it pretty close to the vest right here.
Here's the pitch. Popped up, out of play again. Jacob James hanging tough. Nothing else, tiring out Fuqua, right?
Yeah, getting that pitch count up. Stephanie's probably got a pitch count over there for you.
So we'll do the payoff pitch for the fifth time. Swing and a miss, outside fastball. Fuqua wins that battle. One down here in the fourth.
Today's game's not hotter than yesterday, but we're not expecting any rain.
Is that a weather report from
the meteorologist from the TSSAA just stepped in the dugout.
Part of the grounds crew, yep. And they're going to put Ryan on with first base open.
That's not good, sports fans.
Commentary, Stanley, you won't find anywhere else. That's for sure. All right, so Kendall Franklin will step into the batter's box with Weathers at first, as they didn't waste any time with him. And 1 out, so the bases are loaded. Middle infield at double play depth. Corners are in or at the bag. First pitch to Franklin. Down the middle. Slap to third. Throw to home. And they tag him for out number 2.
Yeah, I think the catcher lost the number of outs.
Well, I think he thought maybe the third baseman stepped on the bag.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, he would have had to tag him.
Yep.
The third baseman did not. He could have easily, but he came right home. So the force out at home, and runners move up 1 bag. So they're still loaded with 2 outs now, and Jake Jackson, the hitter.
Yeah, the third baseman, I think he should have stepped on the bag and then threw it home for the tag out, but that didn't happen.
Yeah. So 2 outs now, and Jake Jackson, the hitter. Grounder just foul and just missed. Sky McNatt, he was in foul territory. So it can hit you in foul territory, Stanley.
Yeah, I'm more aware of the left-hander hitters now.
Not you, the hitter, I'm saying, the runner.
Oh,
rather.
yes.
Yeah, that's why they tell you to
wear those helmets.
Yeah, and to stay wide at third.
Exactly right. Don't want to be in fair territory.
Nope.
You're automatically out.
So the 0-1. Slight foul to the right side. So Jackson spraying it to either side, and he's down in the count 0-2 with 2 outs and a 4-0 Loretto lead. Top of the 4th inning. And time asked for, as it was taking a while for Gittner and Fuqua to get together on the call of the pitch. They reset. He's ready. From the stretch, the 0-2. Down in the dirt, gets past Gittner. But McNatt was hesitant and did not go.
So, McNatt may have had a chance to score on that one, but he didn't realize the catcher was going to bowl with the ball, though.
Yeah, clean pickup by Gittner could have had him at home. The 1-2 count. To Jackson from Fuqua. Strike 3, outside edge at the letters. So Fuqua pitches out of a jam, and only one comes across here. None come across here in the 4th. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Still 4-0 Mustangs over South Pittsburgh. This is the Class A state tournament on the X-Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Blake Tidwell back on the bump for Loretto as his Mustangs have a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom half of inning 4. J.P. Plant in the press box. Stanley G. Wilson down in the Loretto dugout. And pretty calm, cool, and collected, Stanley, despite the hot temperatures for the Mustangs.
Yeah, but going just the way they wanted it to. Should have got a run maybe in that last inning. It didn't happen. Still got that 4-0 lead. And pitching a no-hitter. I just looked up there and saw that. So.
Yep, I was just about to give a HD Inc. Game summary, and it's 4-5-0 for Loretto, 0-0-6 for South Pittsburgh.
Well, you can't let them get the momentum back right here.
Tidwell. First pitch to the hitter, Kennemore, the center fielder, is in there for a strike, 0-1. Slap, and there's your first base hit right over the head of Ryan Weathers. That's going to go all the way to the corner. James slips as he picks it up, and that allows Kenmore all the way to third. I think he would have made it anyway, so a triple for Kenmore down to the right field corner, and they've got their first hit of the game and the first runner in scoring position.
Well, that's what I was talking about, momentum right there. We had a chance to get a run in the top of the inning, and now they lead off with a triple. So they got a little momentum going on their side.
So the hitter is Travis Roll for South Pittsburgh. The Pirates, they're in their black jerseys with orange trims, letters and numbers. That pitch is a strike from Blake Tidwell. Loretto in their black jerseys with white script Loretto across the chest and gold numbers on the front and back trimmed in white. 1-0 the count. Taking his time is Roll. Pitch from Tidwell. Lifted into right center for a base hit. And scoring the first run of the game is Kenmore. And by the action of Jake Jackson, it looked like it might have been a pitch out. Stanley, did you see that?
I didn't see the part of that.
Yeah, he lunged out towards.
Now they're going to have a discussion about it.
I think their signals were crossed. And a nice piece of hitting there by Roll makes it 4-1.
The pitcher, number 11, Mason Fuqua.
The first run of the game comes across here in the fourth, so the no-hitter broken up, and now the shutout broken up. Tidwell's pitch.
JP, what number batter is this in the lineup?
I'm not exactly sure, Stanley. I believe I believe it's third.
Yeah, that was the top of the order. So.
Yep. Kenmore, I think Kenmore led things off, so Fuqua is the third hitter. Pitch is low.
Well, anytime the second time around in the order, you're more comfortable with the pitcher. So that's what's going on right here. Blade's got to change up his speeds a little bit. Coach Weathers, the pitching coach, starting to slow down just a little bit. Take your time. You got to remember, even though Blade's got a lot of experience, he's still a sophomore. Throw over to first.
Nice dig there by Ryan.
Yeah, it was kind of a little close. So South Pittsburgh may be putting some plays on here.
The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Fuqua now with a 2-1 count.
That was power to power right there.
Yes, it was.
Hey, show it quick. Square something up, let him hit me a line drive somewhere.
Throw back over to first. Hey, Stanley, I see a lot of apparel that I know Phil Hooper and HD Inc. has provided. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. We are glad to have that partnership. Oh, he's tuning in today, I believe. Line drive, base hit over the third baseman's head. And they're sending the runner home. The relay is not in time, and it's 4-2 with an RBI double as Roll comes all the way around from first. And all of a sudden, South Pittsburgh is back in this game. They've cut the lead in half.
Yeah, that was just a rope down the left field line. Evan Morgan got over there, had a little trouble getting it out of the corner. By the time he got it back into Hallmark, there was no chance for a play at the plate. So they've scored their second run of the inning and the game.
Stanley, by the way, you're getting blamed for the breakup of the no-hitter.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Now, time call, they're going to have a conference. Coach Weathers coming out, trying to settle his pitcher down a little bit. Still got some good stuff. It just, Like I said, they said this is the second time they've seen him, and they know his release point, and they've gotten used to his speed.
Yeah, all 3 hits, Stanley, have been down in the zone, and 2 of them have been down the line. And a third was into shallow right field, but all 3 were line drives just over the infield's head. And almost golf shots.
Yeah, they had to dig down to get them. That wind is really picked up here, but it's blowing in. Anybody hits a home run in this game, they have really tagged it.
Yeah, it's a warm breeze, too. We're feeling it up here in the press box. So still nobody out here in the 4th. And the first pitch to Ralston, the first baseman, is a strike. 0-1 the count. So Fuqua is at second with an RBI double. There's a chopper grounder. Up with it is Hallmark on to first in time for the first out of the inning. Moving over to third is Fuqua. And 1 down, and your hitter is Reese Gentner, the catcher for South Pittsburgh. Yes, Stanley, as I was talking about Phil Hooper, he's printing shirts as we speak while he listens.
Okay.
First pitch was outside. They were looking for a pitch out. Expected maybe a suicide squeeze. So 1-0 to the catcher, Gentner. On deck is Fouch, the right fielder for South Pittsburgh. The 1-0. Strike of the outside edge, 1-1. Nice pitch there by Blade. 4-2 your score. You're in the bottom of the 4. The 1-1. There's squares around and a throw. They've got him in a rundown. Coming to home and tagged out for out number 2. Nice job by Jake Jackson. As charging in was Franklin, and Hallmark doing his job from short. Stanley came over to cover, able to take the throw to start the rundown.
Excellent play by the Mustangs on defense. That was a batter patting himself that said, that's my fault, he missed the bunt. It was a suicide squeeze is what it was.
So now 1-1 the counts.
It makes it 2 outs and bases clear, JP. Big out for Loretto right there.
So the 1-1. There's a slow grounder to second. Sharpton up with it on to first in time. And Tidwell gets out of the inning. 2 runs come across for South Pittsburgh. They get on the board, but they trail 4-2 to Loretto as we head to the 5th inning, the Class A state tournament on the X Sports Radio Network.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition. Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Welcome back to Murfreesboro in the Class A state tournament as we head to the top half of inning 5. The Mustangs of Loretto on top of the South Pittsburgh Pirates. J.P. Plant in the press box. Stanley G. Wilson out in the dugout, the third base dugout with the Mustangs. And time now for Stanley, the bats to wake back up. They got 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Fuqua is still out there. He comes back out here for the 5th. I imagine he'll have a short leash, though, Stanley.
Yeah, the coaches tell him and said, look, whatever's happened in the past, it's over with. Let's just play some baseball. So they gave up those 2 runs, but they're still up 4-2.
So Blade Tidwell, your hitter. To lead things off here in the 5th. First pitch, curveball over his head. 1-0 the count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Slap foul to the right side. Out of play, count even at 1-1. Stanley, doesn't appear that the Mustangs are having any issue with hydration today.
Now they got a big old thing of water. They're wearing it out between every inning.
There's a ball lifted into left field. Back goes Roll, drifting, and able to make the grab. About 10 feet shy of the warning track for out number 1. So Tidwell put a charge into it, but that wind, Stanley, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. That wind is blowing in tonight, or this afternoon, rather. And you like it to cool you off, but if you're a hitter, you want to get it up in that wind current and let it carry out, but that one just got hung up in it.
First pitch to the hitter, Jacob Hallmark, outside for a ball, 1-0. Stanley, Chad Moore pipes in, says, enjoying the coverage even if Stanley is all you could find help.
Yeah. Thank you. Renegotiating my contract as we speak.
Absolutely. The 1-0. It's outside. Gets to the backstop, 2-0 to Hollywood Hallmark.
Well, South Pittsburgh's going with Fuqua. They've had a couple of mound meetings with him out there, but they kept with him.
Yeah, it feels like there were maybe 2 or 3 times where we thought they might pull him. They've stuck with him, and look what we've got here, a 4-2 game. There's a line drive at right center field. It's going to get down for a hit just in front of Fauci. Bobbles it as he continues on his momentum towards center, but able to corral it to keep Hallmark at first. So a nice piece of hitting there with 1 out. He's at first, and the lefty Jason Sharpton is your hitter. So 1 down here in the top of the 5th. Mustangs up 4-2. Tidwell had a no-hitter going into the 4th. They got 3 hits and scored 2 in that inning. 4 runs for Loretto, aided by 6 Pirate errors. Throw over to first. Back in time is Hallmark.
Come on, Shark, let's go.
Throw again over to first. Hallmark getting his uniform dirty that time.
Evidently, South Pittsburgh thinks they got a play on, trying to keep them close.
Sharpton gets the call from the third base coach, David Weathers. Fuqua nods for the sign. He's at the rubber, set and ready. First pitch to Sharpton is low for a ball, 1-0. There's 1 out in the inning. The runner at first is Hallmark, who led off the inning with a single to right center. 4 runs on 6 hits for the Mustangs, 2 runs on 3 hits for South Pittsburgh, but they have 6 miscues. They're over the 3rd time over to first. Same results. Once again, throw over to first.
Hey, never know. Never 3 in a row. Never 3 in a row. Here we go.
1-0 pitch. Will it come? Here it is. Outside, slap down the left field line. Is it fair? It is not. Just foul by Sharpton. That would have plated Hallmark for sure. Stanley, you're seeing firsthand just how close-knit this Mustang baseball team is.
Oh, yeah, they've been playing with each other for a long time, and everybody knows their tendencies on this team.
Now Fuqua steps off the rubber.
But it's a brotherhood, you know. They can pick at each other, but anybody from the outside picks on them, they stand up for them.
1-1. Pitch is high. And it's 2-1. It's squeezed out of the glove of Gentner, but he's able to corral it. Hallmark stays at first. So it's just 2-1. Fuqua, I think, has thrown almost 10 balls in this at bat, half of them to first base. There's a slow light liner to second. Ollinger with a flip to Stone onto first, not in time, as a head-first slide by Sharpton. But a nice play by the second baseman, Ollinger, who went down on one knee and flipped it to Stone at second and nearly pulled off an incredible double play.
Come on, A, keep it going.
Number 13, Evan Morgan.
So Evan Morgan, your hitter, with 2 outs and a runner still at first this time.
Left side, EJ.
It is Sharpton. Curveball inside. Strike on the inside edge. The catcher was set way outside Stanley, and that curveball nearly hit him, but crossed it up. But I believe it was across the inside plate. So an 0-1 count to Morgan. Has an RBI, throw it to first.
Got him.
Yeah, he's kind of leaves them almost leaning a little bit right there at first base. I got to watch that.
See several former Mustang baseball players in the crowd, Stanley. Another throw over to first.
Never 3 in a row. Back again. Stay on the bag. Never 3 in a row. Never 3 in a row.
The 0-1. Throw over for third time in a row.
Never 4 in a row.
And they throw it over the pitcher as the dugout trying to bait Fuqua into little gamesmanship, Stanley, going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Counts 0-1. There are 2 outs. The Mustangs lead it 4-2. Here's a pitch. All speed outside. 1-1 rather. Fuqua is about to lull our board operator Jeff to sleep with this slow count. PA announcer taking a nap over here. The 1-1. There's a ball lifted into right field. That could be trouble. If it's fair, it is just foul. Just foul by a couple of feet.
Well, that was good hitting right there. Hit and run was on, trying to slap it to right field, but game of inches.
Yeah, the umpire was placed perfectly down the line as he is set with a runner at first on first, right behind the bag, so he had a clear view of it. Count 1-2 to Morgan. Runner at first is Sharpton. 4-2 Loretto here in the top of the 5th. The pitch. Grounder left side and under the glove of Cagle at third. It stayed down. I think he expected it to bounce up. It did not, so it goes through, and runners move up to first and second. And Sky McNatt, your hitter, still with 2 outs. Not sure if it ever touched his glove, Stanley.
No, he didn't. He just didn't get the tail deck gate down, and it went right through his legs. 7th error on the afternoon for the Pirates of South Pittsburgh.
So McNatt, your hitter. And a 4-2 lead for the Mustangs. 2 runners on at first and second. Lays down the bunt. It's a perfect bunt. And Sky McNatt just dropped the bat down, put a little spin on it. It dived between the pitcher's mound and third base, and he's safe at first, and they're loaded up for Jacob James. We do have action heading to the Loretto bullpen, Stanley. Did you catch a number?
I did not see it.
They snuck in behind you.
Yeah, they did. I was watching everything out in front of me. And Jacob James, JJ up. He's due for a good base hit.
So bases loaded with 2 outs. There's a strike on the inside edge of the knees, 0-1. On deck is Ryan Weathers. Bases are loaded for the Mustangs. They lead it 4-2. They can blow it open here. That's low, 1-1.
Well, you got to be aggressive on the base pass, especially with 2 out. Loretto had a chance to score on a pass, or wild pitch, I should say, in the dirt. And that's what they're looking for right here. People are working late in the game, JP.
Yep. I believe that's Kendall Franklin out in the bullpen for Loretto. The 1-1. Slap foul. Good cut there by JJ.
Yep, good swing.
And the count now 1-2 to the right fielder for Loretto.
Nothing close. Go 2-4.
Pitch. Grounder, right side. It is corralled by Ollinger, but not in time. 1 run scores. The throw gets towards the dugout. A 2nd run scores. James will go to 2nd. Let's see what they do with McNatt. I believe they're going to keep him at 3rd. So Ollinger had to dive for it, and by the time he got up, the throw was high. He would have been safe anyway. But because the throw got to the dugout, the 2nd run came around, and let's see what they do with the automatic. They sent Jacob to 2nd. McNatt right now is at 3rd. They're going to talk about it.
Yeah, what they're saying is it's 2 bases in the infield. Throw went into the dugout. But again, good pieces of hitting from Jacob James of keeping the ball on the ground. Not popping it up, not hitting a line drive, making contact and getting the ball on the ground and forcing the defense to do something with it. And again, another error on South Pittsburgh.
So right now it's 6-2. And let's see what they do with the runner, McNatt. Will he come home? James, we know, is at least at 2nd. Well, let's see how well they know the rule book, Stanley. I mean, that's what we're getting at here.
Yeah, they're talking about it right now. I think they're going to let the run, because it was 2 bases. He'd already ran his second, is what Coach Weathers is talking about right here. I think what they're discussing is whether it was an infield or outfield, because he stopped it, but he's an infielder that made the throw, so it should be 2 bases.
Well, they can't move Sky back. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, Sky's going home, so McNatt will score.
Now that's going to get the South Pittsburgh coach up quickly out of the dugout. He wants an explanation of that call. He's asking all the umpires to come together. And now the 3rd base umpire, I think he's going to say that he was already around 2nd base. That's what Coach Weathers was saying too.
Yeah, so if in that scenario, Stan, I believe if you've already made your way towards the bag when the error is made, it goes in the dugout, you're perceived to take that base, and then the dugout gives you the extra base. Is that right, Stanley?
Yes, I think it was from the outfield. The ball went in the dugout. If it was an outfield throw, they get 1 base, but it was an infield, it gets 2 bases.
Okay. Now
hang on a second.
Okay.
Let me get this young man right here.
All right.
Tell us.
Throws from outfield, it's 2 bases. From infield, it's 1.
Okay. But what they're arguing, though, Loretto's arguing that the man was around 2nd base already, so he got 3rd and +1.
Correct. I think that's the argument. It's where they were at as you said, after the play ended. Right. So that's what the argument is. I'm pretty sure. You're right.
Okay, that's
there we
it.
go. All right.
So I had it backwards. It's 2 from the outfield, 1 from the infield, but he was around 2nd base. Good hustle. Thanks.
There we go. Nice work there, Stanley. So the umpires are talking once again. So they're having a second conference about this. And Gary Lamb is ready. If they change it, he's going to go back out, I'm sure. This could be back and forth all afternoon, Stanley.
Yeah, Mr. McNatt down here said, don't put me back on the bases. I've scored already. Don't take it off the board.
So as we stand right now, 7-2.
He's still got his helmet in his hand, but expecting anything. They're still discussing without the South Pittsburgh coach involved in the discussion.
A reminder that coming up around 4 o'clock, Summertown softball will be taking on Cascade. They were 6-2 winners yesterday over Whitwell. We'll have that for you as soon as we finish here. Stanley, we'll be heading about a mile and a half up the road. Looking forward to
Yep. I'm
seeing
going
the
to take one
Lady
of those
Eagles.
airplanes. We're right next to the airport.
Oh, yeah. Fuquay is tossing with the first baseman to stay a little warm. He's with his arm. That's a long conference.
And I was just going to say the same thing, JP. I mean, it's a judgment call whether the man was around second base. If he's around second base, he's awarded the base that he was going to +1.
And with 3 umpires, you would, 2 to 1, you got a majority somewhere.
Well, every umpire's got their duties.
Yep.
And it was really the third base umpire watching and making sure he, first of all, touches the bag, and then where was he when the ball went in the dugout? Loretto is claiming that the runner was around second when the ball entered the dugout. South Pittsburgh saying no, no, no. They've already made the call that he scored.
Yeah.
So this would be an overrule if they come back with a different decision.
The run in question is the 7th run. If they overrule it, it makes it 6-2. But right now, as you said, the call on the field is 7-2.
Yeah, and this is going on at least 3 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. The South Pittsburgh coach is on the field, and now they're going to put him back on the bases and take the run off the board.
Okay.
Now, Coach Lamb is going to want to know an explanation.
Well, surely by this point they would have a reason. Yes, he was across the bag. No, he was not. And the determination should be made, and that should be the ruling. That's right.
Now the Loretto contingency is getting a little vocal.
Well, first base will be open, so I doubt Ryan, unfortunately, will be able to have a chance to hit.
So they're going to take the run off.
All right. Well, hopefully, Stanley, you'll get some explanation at some point. Coach Lamb was unsuccessful in his request, but the umpire, they're still talking about it.
6-2.
So I believe the score now is 6-2 as we stand on the field.
Yes, it is. Jeff is just waiting for the official announcement.
Yep. So we're back to 6-2. We started at 6-2. They conversed. They gave McNatt, sent him home, moved Jacob to third, made it 7-2. South Pittsburgh came out and wanted an explanation, had them think over it again. They changed their minds. Now it's 7-2. Coach Gary Lamb went out to get an explanation. Now they talked again, and they're bringing the South Pittsburgh coach back out.
Well, the judgment call is, was he around second base or not? That's the judgment call.
Yep.
So the third base.
Stanley's getting an explanation.
I've had to keep my mouth shut for just a little bit. What they're doing is, Coach Weathers came over to Coach Lamb and said, "What are they trying to figure out here?" And Coach Lamb said, "You got one guy talking, 2 guys listening." But the judgment was the runner around second base? If he was around second base, headed to third, then he gets awarded the base that he was going to +1 because it was an infield. Now he's going to give him again, and he's going back. So make the score 7-2, JP, from 6-2 to 7-2, back to 6-2, down 7-2. Does that make sense? Now
we're back to 7 for the second time.
And I don't know if that is a protestable call or not.
He's working to try to. All right, so 7-2 is our score for the second time. We've had 6-2 twice, now 7-2, and Stanley, the 7s won the day.
Yep. I think they're ready to go now. Now, Coach, South Pittsburgh coach is still, I think he wants to get run.
Yeah.
Now he's talking about wanting to know why Jacob's around the third base.
Well, Jacob could have made the turn, I guess, to second when the throw was made.
Well, he's got a valid point because that was 2 bases right there.
Yep.
He got 2 bases. So.
All right. So after all that, play ball. Well, that was a welcome sound, wasn't it, Stanley?
McNatt was just here beside me a while ago. He went back out to third base, and now he's back in the dugout without his helmet and the run scored. Now Ryan Weathers is up.
He's laid the helmet down. It's official now. Weathers steps in the batter's box. Fuquay still out there. It's 7-2, folks. Here's the pitch, and it's high for a ball. 1-0. First base is open.
I think NFL replay takes less time than what we just had.
Wow. Wish I would have put a stopwatch on that. I think Stan
close to 10 minutes. I guarantee
at least
you.
It was longer than 10 minutes. There's a hot grounder. It's through the infield. Jacob James will score from third. It's 8-2 Loretto. And the floodgate's starting to open up a bit for the Mustangs.
You got your leadoff hitter, Ryan Weathers, stroking a single right between short and third. Now you got Kendall Franklin, who's another dangerous hitter. And with 2 out, Ryan Weathers is going to be running on the pitch.
And Stanley, I almost wonder that you mentioned about is it a protestable play? I don't know, but it's almost as if South Pittsburgh is just like, you know what, we're going to protest this anyway, so let's leave Fuquay out there, pitch to Weathers. There he goes. Pitch is low, no throw down as nobody came to cover.
Well, I mean, you want to protest this game, but you look up on the scoreboard and they got 7 errors, and that's the difference in the ball game right now. Although Loretto has scored 8 runs in this game, and I'd be interested to know how many unearned they are.
So runner at second is Weathers. No 1 count to Kendall Franklin. Pitch is high for a ball. He was warming up when Jacob James was at the plate.
I think they're still going to go with Blade on the next to start the inning. If he gets in trouble, then they go to Kendall.
So he got loose. Jake Jackson now is getting loose in the bullpen for Loretto. There's a strike of the 1-1. And a correction, that's Sharpton, my bad. That's Sharpton out there. Jackson is on deck. Sharpton is out there warming up. 1-2 now to Franklin. Runner at second is Ryan Weathers. 8-2 now Loretto. And time asked for by Tidwell, received by the home plate umpire. Now Gittner wants to go talk to Fuquay, as I want to make sure they get their signals together. So in from the bullpen is Sharpton and Walker Brown. 1-2 count to Franklin. Summertown, I believe Stanley's done all their damage here in the 5th with 2 outs. There goes Weathers. Big jump. That pitch is outside. It's 2-2. Weathers takes third without a throw.
Now the South Pittsburgh faithful are.
They're restless.
Yeah, they're frustrated. Very, very frustrated.
The 2-2. Outside, 3-2. So Weathers is at third with 2 outs. Franklin, your hitter, in an 8-2 Loretto game. They've got 4 across here in this inning. Payoff pitch. Hot grounder over the third baseman's head, and Weathers scores easily. Franklin with a big turn at first. He will stay there, and it's 9-2 Mustangs. here in the 5th.
Well, that was just a bad hop over the third baseman's glove. I mean, that was a well-hit ball, hard-hit ball down the third base line, and it took a bounce that the third baseman was not ready for. So they have blown this game open here in the top of the 5th. Loretto scoring 5 runs.
9-2 your score. Jake Jackson, your hitter. There goes the runner. It's a hit and run through the left side of the infield into left field. And the hits continue now, and the throw gets past the second baseman, but Ralston backing it up at first, and nearly another error. Franklin at second now. Jackson is at first, and we won't have a courtesy runner, or will we? See Gary Lamb, coach, looking. Yeah, we're going to have a courtesy runner. Gunnar Dixon, number 18. And Jackson will have a chance to put his gear back on with 2 outs. Runners at first and second for Tidwell. That gets past the catcher. Runners move up a base. It just squirted underneath him.
Yeah, you have to count that as a pass ball right there.
Yep.
That was a catchable ball, making a play on it, but the catcher couldn't do it. So now Loretto's got business going here with second and third.
Keep going. We might be able to end this game early, Stanley.
Yep.
The 1-0 to Tidwell. Grounder, left side. Stone up with it cleanly. Long throw in the dirt. Caught by Ralston. Did he stay on the bag? He did. Nice play by the first baseman. And they get out of the inning, but Loretto puts 5 on the board. And they lead it 9-2 as we head to the bottom half of inning 5. Mustangs, the Class A state tournament on X Sports for Radio Network.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee Christian School in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Loretto Mustangs on top of the South Pittsburgh Pirates 9-2 as we head to the bottom half of inning 5. JP playing in the press box, Stanley G. Wilson in the dugout, and a long layoff there for Blade Tidwell, Stanley, but he is back on the bump here to start the 5th.
Yeah, he was throwing on the sideline over here between the innings. Well, while that 15-minute delay of umpiring. And the South Pittsburgh coach is still arguing his point out there.
Yep. So we're ready for play. Tidwell, first pitch to the hitter, Fouch, lifted into right. And Jacob James, 3 steps in, makes the play for out 1 here in the 5th. First pitch to Stone, fouled away. Swing and a miss.
He's changing speeds right there. What you got to do that second time around.
So 0-2, Jared Stone. Tidwell working quickly. Curveball comes in high. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. And Tidwell with another strikeout. Second out of the inning. Base is empty. And the hitter for South Pittsburgh, Ernie Cagle, the third baseman. And the coach down there still talking to the umpire, Stanley, out beside you, between every pitch. Conversation continues. That first pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. High with a fastball. And it's 2-0. The pitch. Striking the inside edge at the belt. 2-1. Bases are empty on deck as Ollinger. 9-2, Mustangs on top. Fastball just misses outside. 3-1 now to Ernie Cagle. Hot grounder to third. Franklin up with it across the way, and a strike to Weathers for out number 3. 1-2-3 goes the Pirates in the fifth. We head to the sixth. Mustangs on top. 9-2. You're listening to Loretto Baseball at the Class A State Tournament on the X Sports Radio Network.
Daryl Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Daryl Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
New pitcher for the South Pittsburgh Pirates here in the top of the sixth. It is Josh Ollinger. JP Plant in the press box. Stanley Wilson down in the dugout. As we welcome you back to Middle Tennessee Christian School.
Yeah, three more runs would make it a 10-run rule.
Reminder coming up at around 4 o'clock today, we'll have Summertown softballs. They take on Cascade in the winner's bracket up the street at the Starplex Complex in Murfreesboro. So 5 runs in the fifth for Loretto. And what was a long inning, Stanley, with umpires had 3 meetings and changed the calls twice.
Yes, they did. The score changed 3 times, really. Well, the original score, then it changed a bit to 7-2, went back to 6-2, then
back to 7. So 3 times. Yeah, it was 6-2. They came out, gave McNatt after conference, sent him home. South Pittsburgh came out, they talked again, brought him back out. Gary Land went out, talked to him, they talked again, and brought Scott McNatt home again. And that's where we ended up.
JP, have you got a score on that CA game?
I was just about to check that out. We'll see what we can gather here in just a moment. Columbia Academy and Union City playing down in Riverdale. First pitch to Hallmark is outside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, it's just across town. It's probably about 5 miles, but 30 minutes to get there in this Murfreesboro traffic.
Hey, don't overthrow your man. Go get him. Strikes. Middle.
A 1-0. Grounder. Short. And it is Ollinger over to first. And in time with a nice dig by Ralston, one down here in the top of the sixth.
I didn't catch the name of the new pitcher.
It is Josh Ollinger.
Ollinger, okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming his brother is the shortstop right now. So 6-3 on the putout. And Jason Sharpton is your hitter. Grounder to first. Nice play by Ralston. And he'll take it himself. I tell you what, the defense has showed up here in the 6th for South Pittsburgh. 7 errors, but they've looked good so far on 2 pitches here in this inning.
Yeah, you can't hit it any harder than that right there down the first base line, but a great play by the first baseman. Usually you see a left-handed first baseman. This one's right-handed, and he had that glove hand closer to the foul line.
And Stanley, we got a final from Riverdale. Columbia Academy defeats Union City 6-2, so they move on to Thursday's semifinal. First pitch to Evan Morgan outside for a ball, 1-0. And that'd be something if Loretto and CA met in the championship game, Stanley.
It would be.
The 1-0, outside, and 2-0.
And it's a one and done now. You don't have to, double elimination is gone. And when the Friday championship game gets here, Loretto has already beat them twice.
That's right.
5-4 and 5-1.
The 2-0 pitch. Grounder right side. And off the glove. And then missed by Falchin's right. Well, we were just bragging on the defense, Stanley, and Hunter Powers, the second baseman.
He overran the ball just a little bit, and then his feet came out from under him, and he couldn't make the play. Didn't go far enough in the outfield for the runner to get to second, though.
Yeah, and that's error number 8
Ooh.
For South Pittsburgh. Yeah, when you got more errors than hits and runs combined, that's rough. Hit and run on with Morgan and McNatt, and Sky fouls it away to the right side. 0-1 the count.
Hey, spun it 3 times, be ready.
9-2 your score. Top of the 6th, Loretto leading. South Pittsburgh, 2 outs and a runner at first. Grounder, shortstop. Ollinger over to second in time for out number 3. Loretto puts one on, but they leave him stranded. Way to the bottom of the 6th, 9-2. Mustangs on top. It's Loretto baseball at the Class A state tournament on the X Sports Radio Network.
For 3 decades, owner Mike Mashburn has arrived at Mashburn's Collision well before his employees. You see, he likes to make sure everything is ready for the day and put his stamp of approval on the previous day's work. Mike understands that quality repairs are what keeps the doors open, and having your name on the building means a lot around here. His 2 sons are continuing the Mashburn's tradition, Mashburn's Collision Center, Southern Middle Tennessee's most trusted collision repair facility.
Blake Tidwell back on the mound for the Mustangs as we head to the bottom half of inning 6. Loretto on top of South Pittsburgh 9-2. JP playing in the press box. Stanley G. Wilson down in the dugout. Stanley, what's the vibe down there?
Well, I think, they're just taking care of business down here right now. This is a little bit tougher game than they had last night, and the coaches are telling them just, look, we're in the state tournament here in Murfreesboro. You got to play like a defending champion, and that's what they've done. As they came out in the 5th inning and scored those 5 runs.
Wes Ollinger, your hitter, now facing a 1-1 count from Blade Tidwell. That was just outside. 2-1 now.
Tidwell's still throwing some heat out there.
Yes, he is. He's not wasting any time either. We like that. The 2-1. Slap foul to the right side, out of play. Tidwell's ready, the 2-2. Slow grounder to second, Sharpton. Up with it, on to first in time for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. So Kennemore, leadoff hitter, steps in there, first pitch fouled away. 0-1 the count. Chopper to second. Sharpton once again on to first in time. Nice play. And there are 2 outs here in the 6th. And the hitter is Travis Rowell. First pitch to the lefty, all speed outside, 1-0. 2 down, bases empty here in the top of the 6th, bottom of the 6th, I should say. Mustangs on top, 9-2. Swing and a miss.
They don't even do that in church league softball. That ain't even right in church league softball.
Pitch is low.
Did you hear that,
2-1. I caught a little bit of that. You having happy hour over there, right?
Well, the South Pittsburgh assistant said they don't even do that in church league softball that long.
The 2-1 inside, edge of the plate, 2-2.
Well, let's give the umpires credit that. Ooh, it hit him.
That would hit him. That's going to sting tomorrow.
Yeah, they couldn't go up to the booth to look at the video, so they had to decide what was going on.
So Rowell makes his way to first, and with 2 outs, the hitter
Got 2 outs now. Get the easy one.
is Fuquay. And he battled all afternoon long, Stanley, till he was relieved.
You're fine. You're fine right there.
He did a yeoman's job out there for him.
Right there.
First pitch from Tidwell from the stretch.
Get that batter.
Just missed outside, 1-0.
When your defense makes 8 errors behind you, that's really tough. That's an uphill climb the whole day.
1-0 is low, 2-0.
The wind shifted a little bit. It's blowing out toward the left field now.
One pitch, one place. Come on, Levin.
The 2-0. Strike, throw back to first. Back in time. 2-1 the count. To Fuquay. Rowell at first, throw over. Close play, quick move there by Tidwell. Pitch, all speed, way out in front. 2-2. Two just fouled away. And we'll do it again. There are 2 outs. Runner at first is Rowell. Fuquay the hitter. Loretto on top of South Pittsburgh 9-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, strike 3, outside edge. Tidwell gets him looking for the 3rd out of the inning. And we head to the 7th. Mustangs still on top 9-2. This is Loretto Baseball on the X Sports Radio Network. What does your future look like? Sometimes it can be difficult to see what lies ahead. The good people at Elliott Insurance have more than 250 years combined experience specializing in preparing for the future. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Find them on Facebook or visit one of their 3 locations in Lawrenceburg, Loretto, or North Alabama. Reduce your risk and protect your future with Elliott Insurance. Good people to do business with. Welcome back to Middle Tennessee Christian School. You may hear in the background a little Rocky Top, Stanley G. Wilson. Dedicated to you, my friend.
I think he played Sweet Home Alabama a while ago.
Sweet Home Alabama, did he? I didn't hear any dedication on that one. Oh, boy. Welcome back to Murfreesboro Class A State Tournament. JP Plant, Stanley G. Wilson, 9-2, Loretto on top. All right, so Josh Olinger still on the mound now. Second inning of work for the Pirates of South Pittsburgh. Jacob James will lead things off in the top of the order for Loretto. We assume Ryan Weathers will be there. Nobody on deck right now. First pitch to James is low for a ball, 1-0. Nine to 2, Mustangs on top. 3 in the second, 1 in the third, 5 in the fifth. The 1-0 from Olinger. Strike outside edge. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's Ryan Weathers. He is on deck. The 1-1. Lifted, slicing into left center field. Kennemore with a long run makes the play for out number 1.
That was a good running catch by that center fielder right there.
So 1 down here in the top of the 7th. Ryan Weathers, your hitter.
Good hit, buddy. Good hit.
He's been hit. Long fly out to the warning track to left center. Grounded, single to third. Or left side of the infield. Takes a pitch inside 1-0. Pitch. Just missed outside 2-0. Nobody on with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Mustangs on top 9-2 over South Pittsburgh. Winner's bracket. Here today, the winner moves on to tomorrow's semifinal game at 2:30, I believe. Pulls that one foul. Turned on that one. 2-1 now the count. The 2-1 once again. That one's high, 3-1. The loser of this one will have to come back later this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Sandy, you know, you'd almost rather just go ahead and play a second game, wouldn't you?
No.
No? You want the rest?
Yes.
Go sit and eat?
Yeah.
The 3-1 is high. Being careful with Ryan Weathers, and he walks. He's on at first with 1 out. The hitter will be Kendall Franklin.
Hey, 5-6, left field. Right at you, Mace. Be ready.
We were talking about this last night, JP. You know, of course, all the talk is well deserved for Ryan Weathers, but this Loretto baseball team, even without him in there, they're still a pretty strong team.
Oh, absolutely. Hot chopper to short. Oh, and that was a tough play. He gets through. And Weathers safe at second. And that had a lot of top spin.
Yeah, he's trying to play the in-between hop, and it just came up on him.
And unfortunately for South Pittsburgh, the 9th error of the game. Hitters Jake Jackson, the catcher for the Mustangs. Runners at first and second with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. And Loretto on top 9-2. Curveball. Just missed inside. Didn't quite make it all the way back. 1-0 the count.
Well, I know these Mustangs would rather go back to their hotel and either jump in the pool or sit under the air conditioning and not come back out here at 5 o'clock.
Yep. The fans would be the same way, too.
I think so.
The 1-0 strike on the outside edge. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just found it.
No pool?
No pool. They won't let them swim.
Okay. There is a pool. They just won't let them. I thought they might not. Tire them out. The 1-1. There goes the runner. Weathers popped into right field, drifting towards the line. Fouch makes the play, but then drops it. It's fair. So Weathers was heading back towards second. He is at third now, and everybody's safe. Sliding into second is Franklin, and Jackson is safe at first. So, unfortunately, Stanley, the 10th error of the game. Fouch had it in his glove and just couldn't complete the play.
Yeah, now we're going to have a courtesy runner. Bases will be loaded for Loretto. The Mustangs.
And Gunnar Dixon is your courtesy runner for the catcher, Jackson. And the hitter will be Blade Tidwell. Chance to help his cause here. First pitch to him is outside for a ball, 1-0. And Stanley, will we see him back out in the 7th to complete this one?
I'm not sure.
I don't know what if they're worried about his pitch count. May just let him ride and save the rest of your pitchers, maybe.
Well, with the 9-2 lead and got a chance to score some more right here, you would think they'd leave him out there and just tell him, throw strikes. He likes to work quick.
2-0 to Blade Tidwell with 1 out and bases loaded. 9-2. That one's outside, so 3 straight pitches way outside. And no place to put Blade Tidwell. On deck is Jacob Hallmark. And now we're going to get a visit to the mound, and I believe we're going to get a new pitcher. Saw the
well, they're going to go to the bullpen and warm up. So,
well, South Pittsburgh official statistician, I guess, who was right below us. Every pitch of this at bat has sent a number down to them. So I believe they're on a pitch count for Josh Ollinger, and he's just out there wasting time to get somebody a chance to warm up. 3-0 count. There's 1 out. Ryan Weathers is at third. At second, Kendall Franklin, and at first is Jake Jackson. Mustangs with 3 runs in the 2nd. They get 1 more in the 3rd and 5 in the 5th in a crazy inning where runners, Jacob James, the hitter, grounded to second. It was thrown over the head of the first baseman, then into the dugout. 1 run came across. Actually, 2 runs came across. Bases were loaded. And then the runner on his way to second, Sky McNatt, went to third. They gave Jacob James to second. They conferred. Then they gave McNatt the base at home. South Pittsburgh came out. They conferred again. Brought Sky McNatt back out. Then Gary Lamb came out. They conferred a 3rd time. Changed it once again and made it 7-2. Loretto added 2 more. We're ready for 3-0. Outside, ball 4. Another run comes in, makes it 10-2 Loretto here in the top of the 7th. And so looks like we are going to get a courtesy runner for Loretto, Connor Clemens, for the pitcher Tidwell. And we are going to have a new pitcher as coach for South Pittsburgh comes out. So we'll take a break, tell you about the new pitcher for South Pittsburgh. We return to Murfreesboro. 10-2 Mustangs on top here in the top of the 7th. There's 1 out and the bases are loaded. We'll be back to Middle Tennessee Christian after this short timeout on the X Sports Radio Network.
Darrell Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee Christian School in Murfreesboro, the Class A state tournament for baseball, the North Pool, as the South Pool is at Riverdale. JP playing in the press box, Stanley G. Wilson down in the dugout. And new pitcher for South Pittsburgh is number 3, Blake Owens, a lefty. Comes in for the Pirates of South Pittsburgh. Let's get a dugout report, Stanley G. Wilson. Stanley, what's going on?
Well, I think these guys are just ready for the ball game to be over. I mean, they're threatening here in the top of the 7th inning. Got to take care of business for 3 more outs in the bottom of the 7th, trying to get some more runs right here. But I think they're ready to go back to the hotel room, get under that air conditioner. They can't swim.
That's right.
So they play PlayStation and go to each other's rooms.
Yep. Stay where the air conditioner works, hopefully.
Exactly.
So the hitter will be Jacob Hallmark. Bases are loaded. Blade Tidwell just drew a walk to bring in the 10th run of the game for Loretto. Courtesy runner for him is Connor Clemens. So Franklin is at second. Courtesy runner Gunnar Dixon Franklin's at third, Gunnar Dixon at second, and Clemens is at first. Hallmark, your hitter, facing the left-handed Blake Owens, who comes in a 10-2 game in favor of Loretto. A reminder, coming up at 4 o'clock, we'll have Summertown softball versus Cascade right here on these same social media outlets at Exports Radio. Swing and a miss for Hallmark. And it's 0-1. And, of course, facilitating from our YouTube channel, Stanley, but we share the link out on all of our social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Curveball is high, 1-1 rather. So if you like or follow any of those social media outlets, Stanley, you'll be notified.
I follow nothing.
Nothing? None of them? The 1-1. It's just missed outside, 2-1.
I still read the newspaper.
Yeah, yes, you do. Yes, you wanted to read one while driving up here today.
Of course. Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Thankfully, Coach wouldn't let you do that. Yeah. The 2-1 to Hallmark. Outside, 3-1. On deck is Jason Sharpton. It's already 10-2 Loretto here in the top of the 7th. The 3-1 from Blake Owens, the new pitcher. Slap foul to the right side. And it's full now, 3-2. Reminder, we'll have our Elliott Insurance Player of the Game immediately following this contest. Payoff pitch. Popped up right side, drifting foul, but still in play. Can Fouch get there? No, he can't. A long run. Wore me out just seeing that run, Stanley.
I know,
that was a long way.
Long way to go.
So we'll do it again. Hallmark. Now from the windup is Owens with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Lifted right field. This one's going to be in fair territory. Fouch over and makes the grab for out number 2. Tagging is Franklin. He doesn't go. And Dixon now caught up between second and third.
Run him right at the base. That boy. Run him down, touch him
He touches them both. And I believe that's out 2 and 3. That is the case. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. 3 outs away for Loretto advancing to the semifinals as they lead it 10-2 over South Pittsburgh. Blade Tidwell out to finish business here from Middle Tennessee Christian in Murfreesboro. We'll be back after this short timeout on the X Sports Radio Network.
Valentine Enterprises in Main Street, Lawrenceburg invite you to stop by downtown and visit our merchants and see firsthand the progress being made on our historic square. Main Street Lawrenceburg supports many revitalization projects to maintain and grow a healthy community spirit, such as the District Attorney's Building and the complete remodeling of the Old Princess Theater. Shop, live, and play in historic downtown Lawrenceburg. From all of us at Darrell Valentine Enterprises and Main Street Lawrenceburg, we'll see you downtown.
Bottom of the 7th. Welcome back to Middle Tennessee Christian. J.P. Plant and Stanley G. Wilson as the Mustangs 3 outs away and Blade Tidwell from a complete game, moving to the semifinals tomorrow. First pitch. The hitter, Garrett Ralston, is a swing and a miss, 0-1. 10-2 your score. And Tidwell not wasting any time as he hasn't all day. That one's just a bit outside. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. That one's low. 2-1. The 2-1 count to Ralston, first baseman. Striking the inside edge. Little tailing cut fastball. And it's 2-2. Pitch. Checked his swing. Gets to the backstop. And we're full now at 3-2. Reese Ginter is on deck. The payoff pitch popped up out of play. And we'll do it again. Strike 3, inside edge. Tidwell gets him looking for out number 1 here in the 7th. So Reese Ginter, the catcher, is your hitter with 1 out, nobody on base. First pitch from Tidwell, a bit low, 1-0. That one misses, 2-0. There's a grounder up the middle. It's going to get through. So Ginter with a 1-out single to center. He's at first. And let's see if we get a courtesy runner. I believe they're going to try to. As Fouch will be your hitter, and the runner will be Jackson Lewis.
Everybody square something up. Let's go.
First pitch misses low for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0.
Good pitch right there, JP.
Yeah, it was. Tied his feet up. And Fouch with a 1-1 count now. Lewis, the courtesy runner at first. All speed in the dirt. 10-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Loretto on top of South Pittsburgh.
Samuel Sylvester going to warm up in the bullpen.
All right. Swing and a miss. 2-2. The loser will face Trny this afternoon around 5. The winner moves on to take on the winner of that game tomorrow at 2. That pitch just outside, and we're full now, 3-2. The hitter, Fouch, just missed outside. And runners now at first and second. And we've got a pinch hitter, Brenton West, number 10. So runners at first and second with 2 outs from the stretch, Blade Tidwell. Strike at the knees, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Oh, they throw back to second. They've got him. Picked him off. Out number 2. Blade Tidwell with a high kick delay. Held it parallel from the rubber and spun around. Stanley, nice move.
That was a great move right there. Good pickoff move to second base. Now you got 2 out.
That takes a lot of balance, Stanley.
It does.
The 0-1 now with 2 outs. Strike, 0-2, and now Loretto 1 strike away from advancing to the semifinals. The pitch, grounder, it's slow to short. Cutting it off as Franklin can't make the play. And West is safe at first.
The first hiccup we've really seen in the defense for Loretto right there. Kendall came over. Hallmark was going to backhand it if he had to, but Kendall, that's his play to cut it off and try to throw it to first.
Ernie Cagle, your hitter. Runners at first and second. And it looks like they're going to get a pinch runner. Now they're going to bring Hunter Powers back in. It's your second baseman. So West does his job. Got on base. 10-2 your score. Runners at first and second. There are 2 outs. Your hitter is Cagle, the third baseman. Pitch from Tidwell. Strike at the knees, 0-1. Pitch. Chopper to short. This should do it. Hallmark steps on the bag for out number 3, and the Mustangs make it 2-0 at the state tournament with a 10-2 victory over South Pittsburgh. Let's get right to our Elliott Insurance Player of the Game, Stanley G. Wilson. Your thoughts, my friend?
Well, there's a lot of candidates right there, but I'm going to go with Blade Tidwell for going the whole game and overcoming this heat today and making a great effort on the mound today. Keep those other pitchers away from those innings, and he ate up a bunch of innings today.
Yes, he did indeed. So congratulations to Blade Tidwell, our Elliott Insurance Player of the Game, brought to you by Elliott Insurance. Whether insuring your business, your home, or just you, they can help you fast forward to a secure future. Elliott Insurance, good people to do business with. Stanley Wilson, we're going to wrap this thing up. You want to get an interview, a quick interview?
If I can get him off of before he starts talking to the team real quick, we'll try to get one with Coach Lamb.
All right. We're going to sign off here in just a moment and make our way up the road to the softball complex where Summertown is set to play around 4 o'clock. And I'll be joining Clint Brazier and Jeff Franks for that call, but hopefully we'll get a comment from one of the victorious Mustangs.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a quick. There's coaches are now talking. Good game, guys. We may not be able to get one, JP.
All right, I tell you, well,
he's coming.
He's drifting. He's drifting. All right.
Wind's blowing him over there.
Yeah. Stanley, the field is yours.
All right. I got Coach Lamb coming up here real quickly. Coach, what does it mean to win this game on a Wednesday?
It means we were a little bit better than they were. They had a lot of errors. We had a lot of mental errors there. So the thing is that we reached our goal, 2-0. We got to get some things ironed out for tomorrow, just little bitty things, that, especially the base running stuff out there. We were not good on the bases today, and we had some mistakes, and so we got to iron some things out and just get rested up for tomorrow right there. But, you know, they helped us with 8 errors right there, definitely.
What does it mean for you to have Blade Tidwell on the mound for the whole game? I mean, he ate up some of the innings for you.
What it means to us is he ate up more than what we wanted. We wanted to have him available for Friday, but no chance of that now. But the thing is, with a team like that, you got to throw a guy out there that can battle, and Blade did us a good job. Now we're looking for Jacob James to come out there for us tomorrow, and then we'll look and see what we got after that. So, yeah, it was big for us.
All right. Congratulations, Coach, and get a good night rest.
Thank you very much.
All right, JP, that'll do it from the field down here.
All right, thank you very much, Stanley. We appreciate you all tuning in to Exports Radio Network's coverage of Loretto Mustang baseball at the Class A state tournament. Your final score, 10-2. Executive producer of the Exports Radio Network is yours truly, JP Plant. Operations Manager Ben Luna. Associate producer is Zach Wright. For Stanley G. Wilson, I'm JP Plant, reminding you to stay tuned. Coming up at the top of the hour, 4 o'clock, we'll have Summertown softball as they take on Cascade from the Starplex Complex here in Murfreesboro, just up the road. Until then, so long from Middle Tennessee Christian School in Murfreesboro. Loretto baseball in action tomorrow around 2 o'clock, right back here in the semifinals. We'll be back in just a bit, top of the hour for Summertown softball on the Exports Radio Network from the state tournaments. So long.